Hello everyone, Miss Demmer here. Our I can statement for today is I can simplify and evaluate algebraic expression or equations. Now, we started working on this yesterday and we're still going to be doing the same thing. So this is the note sheet that I would recommend getting out because we're going to follow these steps here. Now, even if you want to, maybe up here put make sure to do distributive property first. Before you start combining your like terms. Okay, so with that being said, we are going to get started here. And here on page 287, we're going to start solving these problems. Now to put it in simplest form, we're just trying to simplify this just like we did. So I'm going to write it down here. That's times x plus 1 plus x. This is still the distributive property because we're multiplying this. So what you need to do is do x times 5, which gives me positive 5x. Negative 3 times 1x gives me negative 3x, because remember when we have a negative and a positive, that gives us a negative. Then we bring everything else down. Now we use to break it up. Now once we break it up, I look here and I'm going to do my regular numbers in red. And my x's, I'm going to do in, let's do blue. Then we combine our like terms and we add everything up. So we do 7 plus 1, which is 8. 5x minus 3x is 2x. 2x, remember there's really a 1 here, so it's 2x plus 1x gives us 3x. And if you need to make boxes like we did in the notes, do that. So in simplest form, this is going to be 3x plus 8. That's in simplest form. Same thing with number 5. Okay? We're going to go through, and I'm going to write it right here. So we have x plus 2.5 x plus b plus 5x. Yes, there's two variables, but that's totally okay. So we're going to do orange for our b, which I forgot to separate my lines. So separate, make sure we always have that sign with it. Then an orange is going to be my b. And we'll keep red, or we had blue, so we'll do blue as my x. So I always bring the sign in front of it with it. So 1x, remember this really has a 1 right here. We don't draw that, but it really has a 1 there. 1 right here. 1x plus 2.5x gives us 3.5x. But then we have to add 5 more to that. Well, 5 more to this is 8.5x plus b, and these two. So then we have this right here. So even though the correct way to technically write that is to make sure that the b comes first. The reason is, think of it in alphabetical order. So we could rewrite it as b plus 8.5 x. So we have b plus 8.5 x. Now down here, we're going to simplify these two expressions. I'm going to erase this so we can see how to do this. So we're just seeing if these two are equal to each other. When you were working with pan balances, we looked at if things were equal to each other. So I'm going to rewrite, and I suggest that you do it. I want you to do this problem on your own, and then check to make sure that you did it correctly. So I have right here 2x plus 4 times 3 plus 3x plus 8. Okay, I look here. I do have multiplication here, so I'm going to do that right away. 4 times 3 is 12. And I'm going to bring everything else down. Now I look at the other side, and we have 4x plus x again plus 20. Now before I worry about this side, to see if they're equal to each other, we're going to do this side first. So we're going to make our red a regular number once we split it up. Always making sure that that number goes with it. Or not the number, but the sign in front of it goes with it. So now we have in red all of our regular numbers. And then in blue, we're going to do our x's. Now we have the equal sign there because we want to see if they're equal to one another. So equaling this out, I'm going to do one side first. 2x plus 3x gives me 5x. 12x plus 8 gives me 20. So I have that there. 4x, remember this has a 1 here. We don't show that though. And this also has a 1. So 4x plus 1x is 5x plus 1 more is 6x plus 20. Is 6x plus 20 equal to 5x plus 20? No. So we are going to put no here because the x's are not equal to one another. Okay? Now we're going to do one more thing, 2 more problems here before I let you work on your homework. Now this stuff I know is a lot of review, but the problems tend to get harder, and I want to make sure that we're working through these. So looking at this, we're going to go to page 288, and we are going to jump here and just do 2 problems so it doesn't get too lengthy. So first one, we're going to make an equivalent expression. So we have 5h plus 13h equals 20 minus 2. Now doing exactly what we did before, my regular numbers, break it up. Always make sure that sign goes in front. My regular numbers are going to be in red. And my h is going to be in, let's have it in purple this time. So now I look at this, and on this side of my equation, this side right here, 5h plus 13h gives us 18h. 20 minus 2 gives us 18. So what we're going to write here first, equivalent equation, is just 18h equals 18. That's all we're going to do. Now we're going to do the same thing for 2 plus x plus 2x plus 4 equals 2 times 16 plus 10. Now I look here, I do have a multiplication, so I'm going to multiply that right away. I want you to get in the habit of that just because of the fact that we always need to make sure that we do that distributive property first, because we can use our variables and our numbers together. Now we make our lines, making sure that sign is always going with it. Now my regular numbers I'm going to keep as red. And then my coefficients or my variable and my number is going to be, let's do blue. And then we figure this out. So we now have on this side x, which is really 1x, plus 2x gives me 3x. 2 plus 4 gives me 6. Ooh. Need that to be 3x. So we have 3x plus 6 is equal to, we have 32 plus 10, so that's going to be equal to 42. Now doing what we did the other day with our p balances, we're going to solve this out. So I have right here (18h) over 18, equal that out. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have 18 there, and we're going to put our h's in. Now, if this whole thing equals 18 and there's 18 h's, well, that's definitely going to give us 1 in each box. So we could simply have our 1 there in each box. So h is going to equal 1. I could have easily put in 18 times 1 equals 18. Okay, I am showing it this way since you guys are familiar with that, but just so you understand that. Second thing, let's do the second one here. Now I'm going to erase this so we can see it better. So we have our 3x plus 6 equals 42. Now doing our balance method, we're going to do, ooh, I made that really big. Oops, sorry. Okay, so we have, I don't know why that's not erasing for me. So we have 3 x's. I'm going to write my 3 x's right away. And then I have 6 here. And then we have this all equal to 42. Well, 6. So I'm going to have to subtract 42 minus 6. Well, I know 42 minus 2 gives me 40. I have 4 left over, so that's 36. Now we split 36 up into 3 equal groups. Well, if I split 36 up into 3 equal groups, that's going to give me 12. So then x equals 12 here. Here h equaled 1. So just so you know how to do that. Now you are going to work on your home link. Looking at this, it's very similar to what we did today. So looking at this, on the top, you're going to be putting these in the simplest form. Make sure to do your distributive property first. Down here, you're going to say which problems are equal to this. Okay, so what I would suggest doing is solving it and then seeing which ones you get the same of. You're seeing if they're equivalent to each other. Then you're going to use the bar model to solve one of these equations that you circled, the ones that are equal. Down here, you're multiplying fractions. Make sure if we have a mixed number again, well, I'll do number 7 with you, 2 1/3 times 3/7. we always called that the fish. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7 over 3, times 3 over 7. Well, that gives me 21 over 21. 21 divided by 21 is 1. Okay, so that is what you are doing there. Please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your day.